So, Lindsay, thank you so much for joining me for this call. So, everybody who is with us, I am co-hosting today with Lindsay Smith of Commonwealth Collective. So, really excited that you could be with us and kind of tackle this topic today. So, Lindsay, if you could just kind of introduce yourself for maybe those who aren't as familiar with you as I am.
Yes, thank you so much, Jean and Aura, for having me here today. My name is Lindsay Smith. I am the founder and CEO of Commonwealth Collective. We are a networking-focused business entrepreneurship education platform for beauty and barber entrepreneurs. I am personally a hairstylist and makeup artist. I've navigated different facets within my industry as a national educator, as an independent stylist, as a commission-based stylist. And I know personally that when it comes to networking and relationship building, it can feel a bit unnecessarily challenging. So I'm here to help really inspire you to step into developing relationships, peer-to-peer, owner-to-owner, and really expand your network within the industry. It's very powerful.
Yeah, awesome. Well, so networking though, I'm really happy that this is something that we're talking about. And you and I have kind of had conversations, about it before. And anybody who's here, if you guys tuned into our Instagram live last week, we kind of, touched the surface a little bit. So networking or just building community specifically in the beauty industry, I want to kind of ask, like in your work, because what you do is primarily network, educate, and then really kind of go over best practices with independent people, with owners, with really anybody who's just kind of looking to branch out. So a question that I have for you is, do you notice any kind of like patterns, right? Do you see in the beauty industry like a shortage of networking? Do you see a lot of people that come to you and they're really just looking to kind of like refine what they're currently doing? Or what are you seeing the most of, I guess, in your line of work?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say there is absolutely a lack of networking and networking focused opportunities. If you think about it within our industry, whether you're an independent or a freelance or an owner or an online entrepreneur, you're an educator, whatever your business model looks like, most likely you're doing some sort of networking in some capacity, whether it's virtually through social media or it's attending events. We have a lot of trade shows within our space, but a lot of times when you're coming into those spaces, whether again it's virtually or in person, and I know we're going to talk a bit more on the differences between the two, but when you're coming into those spaces, they're not necessarily set up to support you in networking. They're usually focused around something else, whatever that looks like. So for example, I'll use a trade show. I love a good trade show. We have a million throughout the summer across the US. Lots of opportunities to connect and build relationships. However, if you do not know how to put yourself kind of in the room, so to say, or how to introduce yourself in a way that leaves you open to connection, it can be a bit of a dead space, right? You can go in with that intention and hope of finding those connections and leveraging relationships and expansion. But if you don't have maybe the confidence is the right word to kind of put yourself in that space, it can feel uncomfortable, and then ultimately it can feel a bit disheartening because you'll leave maybe with some business cards, but not necessarily with anybody who really stood out as like a true power partner. We're going to talk about that phrase as well.
Yeah. So power partner, let's expand on that because I loved talking about that in our last kind of like Instagram live and just call in general, because immediately for me, like I identified, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this is my power partner. So let's say somebody is, you know what I mean, at one of these events, or they're just kind of like looking inward at their own network that they currently have. What would you say, I guess, is the best way to really identify that power partner, and what does that person ideally provide to you?
Great question. So first of all, the phrase power partner is such an open-ended title, right? So what a power partner could be for you is different from what a power partner could be for me. And the biggest thing that I encourage people to do when I'm working with them, either one-on-one or within our community, and we have some opportunities for someone here to be able to work with me one-on-one and expand around their unique power partners and how they can build these relationships. But the most important thing I think, first and foremost, you need to have clarity around is your intention behind who this power partner is. So let's break it off into maybe two examples. Let's say you are a salon owner and you're looking to fill your chairs. You're looking for new clients to come in. You're looking to support your artists with opportunities with these new clients. And so your power partner may be a coffee shop down the street. Your power partner may be someone who offers different services but still within the beauty space close to you physically in your geographical location. It could be a yoga studio. It could be just in that community sense, somebody who is offering something that your ideal clientele would be purchasing or attending in some capacity. So the intention behind that is really important. If you're looking to fill your seats with new clients, you're probably not going to have a power partner who is an online educator or coach servicing international clients, because that's not necessarily going to get you the results that you're looking for in that power partner dynamic. There may be other opportunities for that relationship, but being really, really clear on your intention is the first step. So flipping that over, if you are an online educator, if you teach independently or you work with a brand and you want to expand your education opportunities, your power partner is most likely going to be someone who has some experience in that realm and is maybe a keynote speaker or someone who travels a lot, someone who works with a brand like Aura. There's a lot of opportunities to kind of really come into that intention of expanding opportunities to connect with people online. So intentionality is the most important thing right out of the gate, is getting really clear about why do I want to expand my relationships and my network? Why is community important to me? What is my end goal? And then how can I kind of be really strategic and think through who are the people that I need to bring into my space to connect in that way?
So what I think when I hear power partner is basically somebody, it's like an equal exchange almost, right? Am I getting that right? Like where it's kind of like you guys fill each other's cup.
Yeah, symbiotic is the word that I think of all the time. So mutually beneficial. My power partner, my very first power partner, when I was behind the chair full time, I was in Chicago at this time. I was newly independent. This was in probably 2012. And I had started working at a space where there was an esthetician who was also in the like kind of early stages of establishing themselves as an entrepreneur. So her and I quickly became friends. And then as we continued our friendship, we recognized like how many opportunities we had to cross promote. She would provide me with services. I would provide her with services. People would compliment us on our skin or our hair, and we'd easily be able to cross refer. We hosted events together. And then even throughout the years, as we both relocated in new areas, we continued to kind of leverage that relationship. So very intentional around, we both had challenges in our business that we were looking to overcome, and we were both looking to expand and grow our clientele. So very symbiotic, mutually beneficial.
Yeah. So, and we'll kind of move past this topic here in a minute, but I love the power partner idea ever since like you introduced it to me. So I guess another question surrounding the kind of power partner dynamic is whenever you said it and you kind of explained it to me, I immediately knew, right? Like I immediately knew this is my power partner. This is exactly who she's talking about. But for people who are like looking for their power partner, right? Let's say whether it's a salon owner, somebody, working independently, like you just mentioned, what would you, I guess, recommend for them to do to identify this person? Do you find that like a lot of the times it's somebody they already know and exists within their network, or do you find that, they have to branch out and kind of find that person or that other business?
Yeah, so I think this is kind of an important space to talk about the air of competition that can hinder us from expanding into relationships. So most likely you know this person. Most likely there is at least one or two people within your existing network who are perfect power partners for you. But sometimes we can feel a bit like uncomfortable with that first introduction or that first kind of like ask as to like, I'm really looking for support and I'd love to